Hello. I'm going to do a quick study in the Word right quick for y'all, and this is going to be in John chapter 1. And I'm going to show you how that Jesus is God, and how it can, John chapter 1 can be in Genesis 1. Uh, let's read John 1 through 14 right quick. It says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended him not. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all through him might believe. He was not the light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world." Verse 10. "He was sent into the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came into his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave him power to become the Son of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God." Verse 14, and this is the main verse in this chapter. And the Word was made flesh, and it dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, and the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Now, as you can see in John chapter 1, verse 1, it says the exact same thing as it does in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning. And what I want to connect here is that Jesus is God in flesh, because it says in John 1:1, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." So if the Word is God, and was at the beginning, and then it says in verse 14, "And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us," then that's telling me that Jesus is God, and he dwelt among us, right? So if we look in Genesis chapter 1, it says, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. And without him, and the earth was formed and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters." And you can see also that verse is kind of like what John chapter 1 and verse 2 was saying. The same was in the beginning with God. And in verse 3 it says, "All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made." So as you can see in this simple study that we did, it's very simple to see that Jesus is God, because he was with God. And it also said in verse, this is in Genesis, and this is verse 26, and it said, "And God said, Let us make man in our own image." Now if he said, "Let us make man in my image," which would be God, just him, we can see that it's God. But it says, "Make man in our image." So who is the "our"? That would have to be God and Jesus. So Jesus came as God in the flesh. And that's the basics of Christianity. That we believe that Jesus came and he is God in the flesh. So let me know what you think of this study, and I'll do more. Kind of simplify it for you.